Corporations like Disney, Lucasfilm, and Ubisoft are scrambling today. This was supposed to be the giant woke parade, the big win for the far left when it came to the entertainment industry and gaming specifically. Unfortunately for them, and despite the efforts of shills all over the world, Star Wars Outlaws, Dustborn, and more are going to be the giant joke that splatters all over the face of the ultra-corporate woke.
At least that's what I hear.
Wait, what?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we are changing hearts and minds simply by exposing the hosing of our culture that is taking place. I want to show you this as we get ready to dive in. Click the like button. This is a game called the Dustborn. It's essentially anti-American propaganda, which was paid for by the European Union, paying huge amounts of money to fund a developer to put out this nonsense game that features the disunited states of America. It also features essentially a gameplay that is all about taking down the red states, maybe even the purple states, and only the ultra blue Portlanders are the ones who win. We won't play it all. Just get a taste of this. You ready? Here we go.
We're the aliens. We're the refugees. We walk among you. We're right behind you. The time is past. Your kind won't last. We're the dust order. This bug is airborne. We're the newborn. Our kind is.
Now, luckily, folks, this highly racial game and anti-American propaganda, well, it just so happens to only have about 50 concurrent players at any given time, and that is because it is absolute garbage. Take a look at this out of Skooma, and I promise we're going to get to Star Wars Outlaws in just a second, but I want you to see that Star Wars Outlaws is actually part of a much broader effort by the very far postmodern neo-Marxists to take over the entertainment industry. Unfortunately, they are failing, or shall we say, fortunately. Take a look at some of these abilities in Dustborn. Bully. We've learned to bully people. Bully gives us the power to force people to do something they may not want to do or to make them feel bad about themselves. In fights, this could be highly effective in targeted enemies. This is the protagonist, folks. This is what is being pushed as a moral good in the game. Normalize, another ability they've learned. We've learned how to normalize negative emotions. Normalize gives us the ability to make people think certain behaviors or feelings are normal, but I'm not sure it will do much for us in a fight. Well, interesting that. Luckily, in a fight, you might just have cancel. Cancel, we've learned how to cancel someone, or shall we say, willow somebody. Cancel will allow us to isolate people from their friends and compatriots in battle. This could be a useful tool against enemies. Now, luckily, again, folks, nobody is playing that game, but guess what? Despite it being pushed by huge sums of money by the European Union as anti-American propaganda, there is private money that is pushing this sort of thing just on a lesser degree, and it is Star Wars. It is Lucasfilm, as you know. You see, it's not just Star Wars Outlaws that is peddling this nonsense. It is also all of Star Wars beyond just the video game. The High Republic, Beware the Nameless is coming out today. Star Wars The High Republic Adventures Volume 1 coming out today. Star Wars Insider 227. And it says, read all about every new Star Wars book, comic, and more releasing this month here. The problem for Lucasfilm is that these got blue milk. Please no, we'd rather not. The problem for Lucasfilm is that their big High Republic effort, which was the Acolyte, failed so miserably that we've reported here, and we believe it's true, that they are not going to make any more High Republic stuff. So you're essentially looking at, you're looking at a product that it's like a console that's not being developed anymore. They've got some games that are still, they've got to bring them out, but the console's over. No more hardware. And so that's what we think is going on with the High Republic. And it's not hard to see why that would be. I mean, just look, little kid Jabba and two purple girls. It's just, this, I don't know. It's unbelievable how badly this has been handled. Pink, I mean, I don't know who this is for. I don't know who this stuff was who ever thought people were going to buy this. Speaking of which, we are finding out as well that Star Wars Outlaws, the big game, huge budget, more than $200 million probably put into this thing, and the largest Ubisoft marketing spend ever. All the shills, all the YouTubers, all the sites out there that have pushed and tried their very best to make this be a monetary success. I think the day of reckoning is here. Here's your $120 Star Wars AAA, quadruple A experience. An army of mid-sized and big YouTubers destroyed their entire reputations for a quick Ubisoft payday defending this mess. You'll never recover from this. Sorry, Spit Take Guy, but you're not going to recover from this. Folks, here's some gameplay. Take a look. See what you think about Star Wars Outlaws. And remember, the message comes before the quality. It always does with this postmodern neo-Marxist crap.
Let's go!
Jabba, right?
Oh no! Sarlacc!
Star Wars Outlaws pre-order available now.
And let me tell you, that is a face. Look at this. That is the face of someone that you can really get behind. They've really. I'm so glad that they have made women ugly. Look at that. And the face is just morphing everywhere. It looks like she's Clayface. It looks like she's Clayface, honestly. But again, the message comes before the quality. Want to see what I'm talking about again? Remember, and all the shills out there who've been doing all the effort, folks, if this game doesn't do well, and I'm starting to have major doubts that it possibly can, they only have themselves to blame. Look at this. Look at this. Terrible. You've never seen anything like this. Watch. She is the greatest moonwalker in the history of moonwalkers. That is amazing. And thank you, Grummz. Grummz has been covering all of the effort this week. You know, this was supposed to be a glorious celebration this week within the woke community of overtaking. And when we say woke, we mean anti-merit, anti-male, disruptors of any kind of tradition, anti-culture arsonists. Grummz has been cataloging the efforts to turn entertainment into a woke fantasy. And it turns out the market is well, just turning against them because it just so happens that being anti-meritocratic means that you cannot actually make great stuff. Continuing along how bad things are getting. New ridiculously bad bug discovered in Ubisoft's upcoming Star Wars Outlaws. Is by John Trent. A handful of players have discovered another ridiculously bad bug in Ubisoft Star Wars Outlaws. Remember, it just came out. That sees the player character K Vest slide across the game's map after attempting a stealth assassination. It's talking about what you saw. This is being released in a complete and utter mess. It's a joke. So the reason I'm showing you this article is because I want you to understand that's not a one-time glitch that somebody found and made it happen. It's happening all the time. Look at this. You've got multiple people posting the same thing. I love it. So funny. So funny. N64 had better AI than this game, apparently. All right, one more thing, though. I want to show you. This is damaging. This is taking down the shills. This is taking down those who spend their time propagandizing you for the sake of corporations, then claiming that they're doing it for virtue.
Let's go!
Jabba, right?
Oh no! Sarlacc!
Star Wars Outlaws pre-order available now.
Guys, this is one of, if not my most anticipated game of the year. Anything that's got me going pew, 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 sign me up.
I gotta say, the concept of this is enough for me to go, I might even pre-order this.
They're not. This is IGN, and as you can see, IGN is having a wonderful day with a World of Warcraft image that has bled into their articles. Great code there, IGN. Small company, of course. Here's their verdict on Star Wars Outlaws. And folks, remember, we're mocking this, I think, and Dustborn and other games as well. But we're mocking them because they sought to transform entertainment away from what it has been for 100 years. They want to transform everything you love into their vision. They want to take all your toys and switch them to their vision of what they want the world to be. And this week was supposed to be the apex, and it has failed miserably. miserably. IGN says, it's ironic that Kay's ship is called the Trailblazer, since there's actually not a whole lot of ideas in Star Wars Outlaws that haven't been done before in other action and open world adventures. Instead, it's quite like the Millennium Falcon. A bucket of bolts held together with repurposed parts and prone to breaking down, but at its best, it's more than capable of jolting your pleasure centers into Star Wars fan hyperspace. A clever syndicate system brings real weight to almost every task you choose to undertake, some of which have creative quest designs that can often conjure up some genuinely stunning blindsides. Having a pal like Nyx at your side the entire time not only adds an extra dimension to Kay's fairly generic smuggler character, but also gives her an enhanced set of useful abilities. But even he can't quite make its stealth and combat feel any less rigid and repetitive. And the odds of avoiding the many glaring technical issues present at launch are 3,720 to 1. But you probably didn't want me to tell you the odds. And what do they give it? 7. Now, how much pressure is on IGN to give this a good score? Millions and millions and millions of dollars of pressure, because Ubisoft and Disney stand to lose millions and millions and millions of dollars. These huge companies looking to just be obliterated this week. So how much pressure is on IGN to give it a score? That's good. Tremendous. And all they could come up with was a 7. All they could come up with was a 7. That, I think, is a great sign that not even they can help out this game. Because remember, folks, and this is the same situation with Concord, but just at a much, much larger degree. Remember that they are playing tug of war with two sides. On the one side, they need the corporations to gain access. And the access is what makes them have any kind of potency, any kind of relevance, because they can't sit behind a mic and talk to you on YouTube. They don't have that skill, and they can't relate with you because, well, they don't actually like the stuff that they're covering. So they need the access. It's literally their only superpower they have. On the other hand, they have to have the belief that they're actually going to tell some degree of truth. Otherwise, they lose all of their relevancy in terms of readership. So they're trying to play in between as best they can. A 7 out of 10, well, that's good enough to keep perhaps Ubisoft from hating them. And a 7 out of 10, that's good enough that later on they can kind of revise it and say, well, we only gave it a 7 out of 10. Even if users gave it a 4 out of 10, it's still, we thought we gave it the best hope, because at the time we thought that the DLC might just be wonderful. You get the way it's played. All right, folks, we've got a big pro show coming up real soon. Looking forward to having all of you there with us. We're talking Kathleen Kennedy. There's some big stuff coming out, and it's time to talk about it, and it's time to do so in a way that doesn't get your hopes up, but also is realistic about what's going on behind the scenes in a way that's trustworthy. Cannot wait to bring that to you. Hope you'll be there. Folks, also, if you're not yet a member of the Patreon, remember that we bring out exclusive information there before we can bring it out on the channel, because sometimes our sources are not yet lined up in a way that we can put it out here on the channel directly, but we can start to murmur about it. Verb of the day, perhaps. We can murmur about it over on the Patreon. We'd love to have you there. And ladies and gentlemen, as we head out the door, consider clicking the like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment right on down below. Let us know your thoughts about Star Wars Outlaws, about Dustborn, and about all the rest of the super woke efforts, including those books, The High Republic, and more. It's like the Acolyte has crescendoed this week for all of us, and it did not go well, because everything else in the music was off key. Sorry, entertainment industry. Sorry, mega corporations. You missed. All right, folks, we're going to see you real soon. In the meantime, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
This is Wilton the Troll reporting for That's Park Place, and I'm surrounded by loving and adoring people who are peacefully trying to make sure that poor kids aren't cold in the winter. And just behind me, you can see a totally natural bonfire for baking cookies or making marshmallows.
Yeah, so, Wilson, we really appreciate the effort and stuff, but we're looking for real and, accurate news reporting on that Park Place.
So not like most news outlets, huh?
No.